This is Rebel Therapist, a podcast for entrepreneurs who are trained as therapists and who want to level up their businesses, make a bigger impact, feel fulfilled, and be very well paid. I'm your host, Annie Schusler. Hey there. Before I jump in, I want to invite you to register for Create Your Program by Wednesday, February 7th. Create Your Program is my 10-week process to walk you through the process of creating your signature program beyond private practice. If you register by February 7th, you're going to get 2 months of extra access to the curriculum before our live calls start in April. So this is the best time to sign up. It's a really good fit for you if you're someone who likes to take your time going more slowly through the lessons. There's no extra cost for getting early access. You just have to register by February 7th. You're also going to get lifetime access to a really valuable bonus training. So head over to rebeltherapist.me/create and go ahead and sign up. And I cannot wait to work with you. Today, I'm going to talk about one of the fastest and least stressful ways to start a group program. So let's say you're excited to run a signature program beyond private practice and you know you want it to be a group. I can relate to that. I love running groups. So some of the reasons you might want your program to be a group format: you're tired of one-on-one sessions in your therapy practice. So you have had enough one-on-one, you have enough one-on-one going on in your life. Also, you know you're going to make more money per hour if it's a group rather than working with one person at a time. Also, you want the people in the group to benefit from each other's wisdom and for them to feel less alone in the problem they're dealing with. And you want them to have the accountability of a group program. You know that there's just nothing like a group program to encourage people to take brave steps. And maybe you're just great at running groups, and running groups gives you energy. I know that's true for me. There's an energy to a group that I really benefit from. And maybe the people you want to serve are looking for a group and are wanting a group themselves. Also in a group, you get to teach a particular thing in each session, and then you get to have some discussion about those things, and people get to hear each other's questions that they may not have thought of. There are just so many benefits to a group format for your program. So let's say here's you. You've written up your sales page or your registration page for your offer. You've told everyone you know about your program. You've sent out emails to your small but growing email list. Maybe you've just got about 100 subscribers or less at this point. You've posted on Instagram or whatever social media platform you use. You've posted in Facebook groups or anywhere else where it's appropriate for you to announce your program. You've reached out to every single colleague who might make a referral for you. You even reached out directly to a handful of people who you think would be really great participants with a no pressure invitation to check out your program. And you're getting great feedback. All your friends and your colleagues are excited for you. You keep hearing that people are really going to want this offer. And you've been so ready to start running your program. You have your outline ready. You have the Zoom link ready to share. You've got the dates on your calendar, and you've figured out how to accept payments, and you're just so ready to get started. So maybe you offer a free consultation to anyone who has questions about the program and who might want to sign up. And then those consultations start getting booked. And you talk to the first person who is interested, but they say, not right now. And they're wondering, when are you going to be running this again? And then you talk to another person who might be interested. They're just not sure. They're going to let you know. And then you talk to a third person who decides to sign up, and they sign up on the spot. It's so exciting. And then you talk to a fourth person who says they want to do your program, but then they realize they're actually going to be away for the first few weeks when it's running. So maybe next time. And then no more consultations and no more signups happen. And your start date for your program is next week. And so you're starting to sweat. You only have one person signed up. So did you do something wrong? Is your group not meant to be? Did you not have a good idea? And now what should you do from here? So first of all, if that happens to you, you are not alone. This has totally happened to me. And this has happened to just about everyone I know who runs a successful group program now. Not everyone, but almost everyone. And this often happens when you're transitioning to a new kind of business. Even if you already had a full therapy practice and you're a total badass, this can easily happen when you're stepping into selling a program that's a different format. So if you made a mistake, perhaps the mistake you made was to start with a group program. Perhaps in this situation, you should have started with a one-on-one program. And now you might be like, hold on. We just talked about why you really don't want to run a one-on-one program. We just talked about why you really wanted to run a group. But you still might be better off starting with a one-on-one structured offer that is something different from therapy and that is meant to become a group program. Think about this. To start a group, you need enough people ready to start all at once. So let's say you want to run an 8-week small group program and you want at least 5 people in that program the first time you run it. So it's not just that you need to get 5 people. You need 5 people who are all available at the time you plan to meet and who are all ready to start at your start date. So that's harder than finding 5 individuals who would like to do your program starting at some point in the next couple of months. In order to start a group and feel really pretty sure you're going to have the 3 or 5 or more people you want in order to run it, you probably need an email list of at least 100 people, probably more, meaning people who have signed up because they're interested in your work, or you might just have a lot of people who are interested in and aware of your work somewhere. It could be on social media. It could be that you're a regular guest teacher somewhere. It could be that you have a podcast with lots of folks who have been listening to you and have been waiting for you to offer something. It could just be through your networking. You have a lot of people aware of your work. Basically, if you've got over 100 people who have been waiting for you to create something, you really might fill a group right now. And that does happen to people quite often who go through Create Your Program and they're able to start a small group right away. Absolutely happens. But if you're not in that position, or if you're not sure if you're in that position to be able to start with a group, here's why a one-on-one program is such a fabulous place to start. You get practice at running your program. You still get to build a structured program with a particular outcome and particular steps or tools or processes to get there. You just get to practice those things with one person at a time. You also get a lot of feedback. In a one-on-one program, you cannot help but get a lot of feedback. You're going to be able to gauge how everything is landing and adjust as you go. And you can be taking notes on all of that for the next one-on-one iteration or for the group iteration of this program that's going to be coming really soon. You get to start with one person, and let's say, like in the story I just told, one person is all you get in the beginning. Well, you still get to run your program and you get to start making money. You also get to help someone right away while you're really excited about your program, and you don't have to wait. Another benefit is you might feel more relaxed. Running a program that's new while also managing a group might be more stressful than running a new program for one person at a time. And best of all, when you run it one-on-one, you don't have to stress about whether or not you're going to fill your group. When you get one participant, you have filled your program and you get to run it. Now, when I tell people to think this over, I get some objections. Some people tell me that their program just isn't going to be as valuable as a one-on-one program because there is so much magic to group. And in some cases, that might be true. You might just feel that for this particular population, for your particular niche, you're just going to need to wait until you have critical mass for a small group, and you're just going to need to wait for that. But in most cases, you're offering a lot of value when you offer it one-on-one. And that value is going to be really easy for the participant to see. They can see that they're lucky to get to work one-on-one with an expert on their particular problem. I mean, for me, people ask me all the time if they can work with me one-on-one, and I am constantly referring people out who only want to work one-on-one with someone. Or sometimes then they join my group program as their second choice because I don't do one-on-one work. Some people say they just can't stand doing any more one-on-one work than they're already doing in their private practice. What I usually hear from people who go through Create Your Program and then create programs to start off offering one-on-one, what I usually hear in that case is that right away, running that one-on-one program actually feels totally different from their therapy sessions. The fact that they've created a niched and structured program makes it feel very different, and the expectations from the very beginning are different. So if you're feeling like, I just don't want to do any more one-on-one work, just take a step back and consider whether this might actually feel very different. So my story is that I started with one-on-one work in my business beyond private practice, in working with therapists on building their private practices, and then later on in moving beyond private practice. And when I was just working one-on-one, I used that time to develop my process and walk people through my method. And I made a lot of money and worked with a lot of people before I moved to group work. And still, my first few groups were very, very small, like 3 to 6 people small. So I'm really glad I started with one-on-one and was able to just turn my early one-on-one work over time into a small group program. So try that on for yourself. Could it be that running a structured one-on-one program could actually be the fastest way for you to step into running a group program? And then when can you transition this offer to a group? You're going to sell your program, and once you see that you've hit critical mass, let's say you sold 5 individual programs in 1 month, or maybe that happened 2 months in a row, then you're going to have a pretty good idea that you could fill a small group as well. All right, I will be back next time. And don't forget, this is the best time to sign up for Create Your Program, and go ahead and register by February 7th to get early access. Head over to rebeltherapist.me/create to go ahead and grab your spot. I'll see you next time. I want to thank Ames Palms for editing this podcast. If you found this episode supportive, please do a couple of things. Share it with your favorite therapist or healer. That is absolutely the most important way we reach more people. And if you haven't already, please hit follow and give us 5 stars. That is so helpful to this podcast. And thank you so much for listening. I'll see you next time.